The Invisible Hand, an introduction to dark psychology. Have you ever felt like someone was pulling your strings, like you were being subtly influenced against your will? That's the insidious nature of dark psychology. It's the art of manipulation, used to control and exploit others for personal gain. This isn't about magic or the supernatural. It's about understanding the darker aspects of human psychology and how they can be used against you. Dark psychology is all around us. It's in the boardroom, the bedroom, even in our everyday interactions. It's the friend who always needs to be right, the partner who makes you doubt yourself, the boss who uses guilt to get you to work overtime. These manipulators are often charming and charismatic, making you feel special one minute and inadequate the next. They prey on your insecurities, using your vulnerabilities against you. The goal is always the same, to gain power and control. But here's the good news. Once you understand the tactics of dark psychology, you can start to see through the manipulation. You can protect yourself from these emotional predators and reclaim your power. If you're interested in learning more about dark psychology and how to defend yourself, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Decoding dark psychology beyond the shadows. So what exactly is dark psychology? Simply put, it's the study of human behavior's darker side. It delves into the mind of the manipulator, the con artist, the abuser. It explores the psychological tactics used to influence, control, and exploit others. Now, this doesn't mean everyone with a psychology textbook is out to get you. Dark psychology itself isn't inherently good or evil. It's a neutral tool. Like a hammer, it can be used to build a house or bludgeon someone. The danger lies in the intent. When someone uses psychological principles to manipulate, deceive, or harm others, that's when it crosses the line. Think of it like this. We all have the potential for darkness within us. We all have the capacity for selfishness, manipulation, and even cruelty, but most of us choose to suppress those impulses. We choose empathy, compassion, and respect. Dark psychology is what happens when someone chooses the opposite path. The Puppet Master's Toolkit Tactics of Manipulation. Dark psychology manipulators are masters of their craft. They use a variety of psychological techniques to get what they want. Let's break down some of the most common ones. First up, we have gaslighting. This insidious tactic involves distorting your reality, making you doubt your own memories and perceptions. Imagine someone denying something you both know happened, making you question your sanity. That's gaslighting in action. Then there's the silent treatment. This weaponized silence is used to punish, control, and evoke feelings of guilt and self-doubt. It's emotional manipulation at its finest, leaving you walking on eggshells, desperate for their approval. And who could forget love bombing? This manipulative tactic involves showering you with excessive affection, compliments, and attention, only to yank it away once they've secured your trust. It's a roller coaster of emotions designed to keep you hooked. These are just a few examples of the many tools in the dark psychology arsenal. Other tactics include triangulation, bringing a third party into the mix to create drama and doubt, guilt-tripping and playing the victim. Gaslighting, twisting your reality. Gaslighting is one of the most insidious forms of manipulation. It's a slow and subtle form of emotional abuse that can leave you feeling confused, insecure, and doubting your own sanity. Imagine this. You're in a relationship and your partner constantly denies things you know to be true. They might say things like, "You're imagining things," or "That never happened." At first you might brush it off, but over time these denials chip away at your sense of reality. The gaslighter might also try to convince you that you're misremembering events or that your emotions are irrational. They might even try to isolate you from your friends and family, further reinforcing their version of reality. The goal of gaslighting is to make you doubt yourself. The manipulator wants you to question your own judgment and rely on them for validation. This gives them a dangerous amount of power and control over your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Section 5. The Silent Treatment, Weaponizing Silence. Silence can be golden, but in the wrong hands, it can be a powerful weapon of manipulation. The silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse that involves withdrawing communication as a way to punish, control, or evoke feelings of guilt. It often starts with a disagreement or conflict. Instead of addressing the issue directly, the manipulator shuts down, refusing to communicate or acknowledge your presence. They might ignore your calls, texts, and attempts at conversation, leaving you feeling rejected, confused, and desperate for their attention. The silent treatment is particularly effective because it plays on our innate need for connection and validation. When someone we care about withdraws their attention, it can trigger feelings of abandonment, self-doubt, and insecurity. The manipulator knows this. They use silence as a way to exert control, forcing you to walk on eggshells and question your own behavior. It's a toxic cycle that can have a devastating impact on your emotional well-being. Section 6. Love bombing, drowning you in affection. Imagine this. You meet someone new and they shower you with affection, compliments, and attention. They tell you you're the most amazing person they've ever met, and they can't imagine their life without you. You're swept off your feet thinking you've found your soulmate. But beware, this whirlwind romance could be a classic case of love bombing. Love bombing is a manipulative tactic used to gain control by overwhelming you with affection and attention. It's like a sugar rush for your emotions. Intense, exhilarating, and ultimately unsustainable. The love bomber's goal is to create a strong emotional connection quickly, making you feel dependent on their validation and affection. They might shower you with gifts, shower you with praise, or make grand promises about the future. However, once they feel they've secured your trust and affection, the love bombing stops. The manipulator might withdraw their attention, become critical, or start playing mind games. This sudden shift can leave you feeling confused, insecure, and desperate to win back their affection. Section 7. Triangulation, creating drama and doubt. Triangulation is a manipulative tactic that involves bringing a third party into a two-person relationship to create drama, sow seeds of doubt, and manipulate the situation to their advantage. This third party could be a friend, family member, ex-partner, or even a stranger. Here's how it works. The manipulator might compare you to the third party, making you feel inadequate or insecure. They might confide in the third party about your relationship problems, painting themselves as the victim and you as the villain. Or they might use the third party to make you jealous or insecure, further solidifying their control over you. Triangulation is a sneaky tactic because it allows the manipulator to avoid direct confrontation while subtly undermining your confidence and creating drama. It can leave you feeling confused, insecure, and questioning your own judgment. For example, a manipulator might constantly compare you to their ex, saying things like, "My ex used to love when I did that," or "You're so different from my ex," and not always in a good way. These subtle digs are designed to make you feel insecure and question your worth in the relationship. Section 8. Spotting the red flags. Are you being played? Recognizing the signs of manipulation is the first step to protecting yourself. Here are some red flags to watch out for. 1. Trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. 2. Do they lie even about small things? 3. Do they refuse to take responsibility for their actions, always blaming others? 4. Do they often portray themselves as a victim to gain sympathy and control? 5. Do they try to control who you see and what you do, isolating you from your support system? 6. Do you constantly feel like you're walking on eggshells, afraid to say or do the wrong thing? If you notice these red flags in any of your relationships, it's important to take a step back and assess the situation. You might be dealing with a manipulator. Section 9. Breaking free, reclaiming your power. Breaking free from a manipulator's grasp can be challenging but empowering. It requires recognizing your worth, setting boundaries, and reclaiming your power. Here are some steps you can take to break free. 1. The first step is to acknowledge that you're being manipulated. This can be difficult, but it's crucial to breaking free. 2. Clearly communicate your limits and what you will and will not tolerate. 3. Refuse to play their games, don't argue, defend yourself, or try to reason with them. 4. Talk to trusted friends, family members, or a therapist. They can offer support and guidance. 5. If possible, cut ties with the manipulator. This might mean ending a relationship, quitting a job, or distancing yourself from a toxic friend. Remember, you deserve to be treated with respect and dignity. Don't let a manipulator take that away from you. Section 10. Protecting yourself. Building resistance to manipulation. Knowledge is power. By understanding the tactics of dark psychology, you can build resistance to manipulation and protect yourself from emotional predators. Here are some tips to stay safe. 1. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable, trust your gut. 2. Clearly communicate your limits and what you will and will not tolerate. 3. You have the right to say no without feeling guilty or obligated. 4. Don't take everything at face value. Ask questions, do your research, and think critically. 5. Surround yourself with trusted friends, family members, and mentors. Remember, manipulators prey on vulnerability and insecurity. By building your self-esteem, setting boundaries, and staying informed, you can make yourself a less appealing target. Section 11. Conclusion. Knowledge is power. Stay vigilant. Dark psychology is a reality. Manipulators are out there using their knowledge of human behavior to exploit and control others. But by understanding the tactics of manipulation, recognizing the red flags, and building your resistance, you can protect yourself from their insidious influence. Remember, knowledge is power. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and never be afraid to trust your instincts. You are not alone, and you have the power to protect yourself from emotional predators.